Hey everyone, happy Saturday. Let me check the sound.
Yes, I will.
Okay, let me see. Hello, you check the sound?
I gotta say, notification yet.
It came up already. Yeah, it sound good. Hey everyone, that's coming in here today. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, sound good.
Yeah, I see it is. Um, I ain't gonna get on the topic till a few people get in here. So, Miss Nitty Boo, how you doing today?
Great. I'm doing great.
Okay, that's good.
How you doing? I can't believe we done brought in the beginning of the year. You done went live before me. Woo! It's gonna be a good year.
New Year, and I'm changing a lot that's going on. Okay, I'm just gonna get right into it. Today's conversation is about depression and anxiety, and 264 million people worldwide they live with depression, and that's something that I currently suffer with depression and anxiety, and it's a serious disorder because I noticed that hello, welcome. It's a lot of people that suffer with depression and anxiety, and it's serious, especially with the children and adults. There's a lot of people that are I am seeing that are committing suicide. They don't have no one to talk to, and that's why I wanted to bring this topic because I want to bring awareness to depression and anxiety because you might have a family member or someone. Always pay attention to the signs. And as I get into it, the study says, "Hey, Tink Bradley, hey, Pearl Mixed Child, hey." Study says depression occur more often in women than in men. Some difference in the matter of which how depressive mood it is. And like I say, I currently suffer from depression, anxiety myself, and I currently go to a therapist to get help myself because some people depression deals with life. Right now, when COVID hit, that really spiked up the depression. When people got things they're going through, if it ain't personal life, childhood. It's a lot of things that people are going through, and that's why I wanted to talk about this because I know somebody had asked me I haven't been on live in a while, and I said, well, I had to last year. I ended hello gathering within. I had to I was really going through last year. Depression, anxiety was really bad. So I said this year I wanted to start off sharing what I went through because this year is going to be a better year for me, and I want to share what I went through mentally to help others and to recognize the sign of depression and anxiety. And it was said in men if they manifest okay, my bad, trying to keep it out of chat and talk to, I'm sorry. Manifest, they often get tired, irritable, of anger. In women, they tend to manifest sadness, worthlessness, and guilt. So in younger children, it's school refusal, anxiety with parents or parents dying. Depressed teenagers are irritable. They get in trouble in school. And older adults, they tend to less likely to admit their feelings, sadness, grief. Mental illness, which is most common in the population, contributes to causes of depression. And people think that depression. I'm gonna get into anxiety. It's gonna be, but right now I'm just gonna talk about depression. It will be a part two to this because it's a lot in dealing with that, and it's different types of depression. And some of the symptoms of depression is a decrease or increase in appetite, insomnia, fatigue, feeling worse, feeling worthless, and guilt, and suicidal thought. It's a lot into that. So with depression, I like to know when you got loved ones or people that's close to you. It's good to pay attention when they're acting a little different. So sometimes I always like to thank you, Team Bradley. I always like to know people be like, well, why this person is acting a certain way. Instead of you questioning why someone is acting a certain way, I like to get to know people because you never know what people are going through and what they are dealing with, and they might be angry. You don't know what they went through that made them angry. So I don't like to judge people. When I see people that's going through something, I like to get to know them for who they are and see what they are going through and try to reach people because I know personally I am back where I'm from. People misjudge me when I used to be because as my childhood was rough. I had to practically raise myself because my mama was a mental ill person. So I had to constantly take care of myself. And I went to school. People did not recognize that some days that I was angry and mad. It wasn't that I was mad at anybody. I was mad at life at that time. And I was upset with life. So, Miss Nita Boo, can you check in for as me while I talk?
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
thank you. I was angry at life at what I had to go through because my friends at the age 13, they was hanging sleepovers, they was hanging out with other kids, they was doing certain things. Well, as me, I had to come home. So I'm only child by my mother. So my brothers and sisters on my daddy's side. But by me being the only child, I had to come home, make sure my mama took her medicine when she went in the mental hospital. I had to make sure she was straight and eating and do everything. Sometimes I had them in school, so I didn't get to get that life. So I was angry because I don't know how they experience. So when I had kids, I said I wanted to experience what I didn't have, so I can um how they they can tell me how they felt. And I said, when my kids, how did it feel to do this? Because I didn't have that childhood life. So I'm getting distracted because I'm trying to keep up with everyone.
Just
And,
concentrate on. I got it.
okay, thank you, Ms. Nitty. It's gonna be texting as me. So all I'm just saying with depression is sometimes some people are good in hiding just because they're smiling, they can hide the depression. And I know I'm good. I can smile right at somebody and be feeling really down. I'm good in hiding it. But the people that really know me know when I'm hiding it. They'll be like, Toya, come on, I know it's something else that's going on. So I just wanted to bring awareness to depression because I feel like it's a topic that people do not talk about a lot. I feel like it's a topic that people brush under the show, or push aside because somebody going through something. Like I say, we all got something that we have been through. But if we can pull together and look out for each other, and even though we don't agree with everything somebody do, say, or act, we can still pull and understand from their point of view of why they're acting out, why they're going out, and not even just what being so. Some people want to be so nosy instead of caring, compassionate for one another. Let's care. Not you don't have to tell me. I tell people all the time. It's one girl on Facebook that I've been ministering. Well, I ain't gonna say ministering to because that's what they say in the church where I come from. But talking to, encouraging, and I tell her all the time, you don't have to tell me your business. Just tell me you're not okay, and so I can know what to say to you. She's a young girl, and I've been in her situation. You don't have no parents, and she's growing on her own. Even though she just turned 18 now, but she got to learn how to be on her own as an adult. It's different as a child because you had the system. If you come out of foster care, you had foster parents. But when you get a certain age, they push you on the world that you got to do on your own. But just to talk about someone and put her down, No, that's I told people that was on there bashing. She was sharing her story on the page, and people was bashing her, and I went on to defend her because she just saying what's on her mind, and people don't realize she was at the point of suicide, and that's when I realized, right then and there, some things shouldn't. You got to be careful how you say certain things to certain people. And I was an older lady on there, and she's older generation. I respect older people, but throwing in her face that she need God was not what she needed to do right now. She need to know that somebody love her because you can be show the love and she can see God through you and she'll get to God. But I'm looking at her like, yeah, you're saved, you're a preacher, but the way you're reaching out and you bashing her, well, your life will be better if you go to church. No, you can go to church and still go through. Just give her the love and compassion and all of that will go on, but not to deteriorate when I'm talking about depression. But when you notice things in people, we got to stop being judging and we have to start helping out. And then, I mean, y'all can feel free to put y'all input in the chat or what you think. Like if you're battling with depression, you've been through something, and anxiety. I have both depression and anxiety. And it's nice to know that a lot of the YouTube subscribers are like, well, you ain't been posting, you ain't been online. That's when mine is the worst. Is when I'm really not posting or. And I'm glad they realized that. And I had someone hit me up and say, you need to get back on there. And it's good to have good friends. Showing consideration and genuine concern for others can be encouraging and impactful for someone going through times. Yes. Okay, you did a video. I gotta go back and check that out then. She said she did a video. Yes, Proud Child, that's right too. And I'm going to get in deep into it a little bit more. I'm gonna get deeper later on it because a lot of people doesn't recognize the type they have. I recognize my type I have and doing the research. And sometimes even I talk to a therapist, and the one I got now, I think she can help me as far as, hey Frank, how you doing? Help me as much as I can. But it's okay if you got one. You say I need another one that's gonna help you with your depression because I know the one I got now, she's young, but when she said, "Wow, you've been through a lot," and ooh, this is more than I ever dealt with. I was like, okay, maybe I need someone more experienced that can help you get through it. But I also know having someone in place, good friends to talk to when I go through, and I do got that, and I thank God that He put people in my life that hey, if something going through, I can call. And I love that we can tell. I got good friends that we can call each other and tell each other the truth about something, and still that's another thing. We have to be able to be honest with people, but just because you're being honest with them, we don't got to fall out with folks. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. You don't have to fall out with people when you be honest. And I'm outspoken, so I say a lot of things. Miss Nita Boo, you can test to that. I say a lot of things. I can't really. Hey, how you doing? That they come to my mind, but doesn't mean no harm to me. If you're my friend, you're doing something crazy. I'm gonna say, you know what? I use Miss Nita Boo as an example. Miss Nita Boo, you doing some crazy. I don't know, but when she had to come to me and say, you know what? Well, you did, Lady T. That was wrong. You shouldn't have did that. Or maybe you could say it this kind of way, and you want to finish, and it's good. Hey, happy Saturday, everyone. It's good when you're able to tell somebody the truth about themselves. And she'll be like, oh, yesterday I was like, I'm just depressed. And Miss Nita Boo, what you say yesterday, Miss Nita Boo?
Girl, I said so much. I don't know.
You said you ain't gonna be depressed around me.
Oh
And
yeah, you do need a friend like that to tell you ain't
so
gonna do
I
this.
always say when you're dealing with these things, you need someone that's gonna not let you stay in it to get you out of it. Right, we do need more conversation because I'm trying to bring more awareness, even with me. Because, like I said, last year was I'm so glad it's over. Thank God for the new year was one of my worst years ever. And me being in and out the hospital, that's depression a lot with my health conditions. I'm the type of person that can stay on the go. But now my condition got me like stand still. and I can't work like I like. I'm a workaholic. So, and I was a supervisor and stuff. So, losing a lot of things that I used to love to do, and now I'm at home and trying to recuperate and get better. It caused me to be in a depression state. And now one thing I learned is being around other people and open up about your condition, opening up. I'm not ashamed to say some people will get on and not admit that they battling with depression, not admit. I'm not ashamed to say what I'm admit. I used to be. I don't want nobody to know that I got depression, anxiety. But I feel like if I'm putting myself out here, maybe somebody else will come out. I got it too because I don't want to see. I don't want to see no more suicide rates. I mean, every time I get on the internet, someone committed suicide, someone did something. What can we do? Why are we not recognizing each other when we see these things coming? Why are we around people and they can't see that you're hurting inside? Can't recognize. I mean, I pay attention to body language. You can tell me you okay, but if your body telling me you're not, why can't you just walk up and get that person hood? What is causing? Social media is a big problem with the depression too. Frank said, I got that type of fan. I'm honest with it. That's right, Frank.
But they want to argue. Some people you can't be honest with.
Right. Some people think that it's a sign of weakness, but to me, saying what you're going through is a time of strength to me. That's saying how strong you are, admitting that you're going through it. Because I used to think it was weakness, but as going through cancer, my therapist had me realize you are. She said you got a platform. You used to be a public speaker, but now I got kind of like nervous and stuff. So I let it stop. And then I was like, I used to speak. I done all this, and I spoke in front of a lot of people. Why can't I use my platform to be more positive and bring more awareness to the topics that I feel that's important? Yes, I do agree. Everything isn't for everybody to know. But I also, and with that statement, I have to, with that part, I feel like, yeah, it ain't everybody know it can backfire, but sometimes people do be venting stuff on, and they don't have nobody else to talk to. Sometimes they all they got is social media, and I realized that because when I don't put all my business on social media, but when I realized I talked to the other girl, I said, well, you was no, you putting too much in online. She said, I don't have no one. So I was like, she don't have no family. And that's when we have to be there for each other and let them know. If I become friends with somebody, I'll be like, you putting too much out there. What is it? And it ain't for everybody because it can backfire, especially when you're looking for jobs. It can backfire on you when they look you up on social media. So I do agree with you on that. But I do also know people that say they don't have no one to talk to. And that's why I'm saying we got to wake up and be aware of what's going on with our family members and our friends. Because so it won't have to be. It's sad that social media is becoming the main way of conversation. I'm old school. We didn't have internet growing up like that. Where only doctors had internet, cell phones. You had to write a letter. We had a paper. I don't know. What is that pile thing you write?
Pen
Um,
pals.
yeah, pen pals. You had to go outside and communicate. And I feel like a lot of depression is right, right. I agree with that. Bro, right. Study the patterns and behavior. Yeah, and I mean, we don't communicate. We don't talk no more. I see people now when family dinner comes, they are on their phones. They can't even have a simple conversation. Me, I like to with my kids now. I will tell them if they come around, they grown now. Even though they're grown, they come when they come around me. Put your phone down. Let's have a conversation. And I get on my baby boy all the time. Why are you texting me in the same room I'm in? Until I had no time for messy people, I would like bad habit family. Yeah, I don't deal with messy people either. I'm talking about with the depression, the ones that we know that's around us. But yeah, I the communication, social media has took over. Nobody want to talk no more. Nobody wants to. communicate and see. That's why I see the suicide rates, and I was doing my research, depression rates, all of that was going up. And it's going up because we don't talk, we don't communicate. People feel like they can't open, and they feel like you have to put on a show for social media. Right, Duzai, right, people do use it against you. Everybody's not compassionate no more. Everybody's not. It's like it's all for self. We don't want to take time and help nobody else out, look out for nobody else. And that's one thing I'm never gonna change in me. I'm gonna have to be me. I'm gonna be me. I love people. I try to listen to people, and I love encouraging. And that's why I was like, I do gaming on this channel, but I've been thinking about doing more encouraging because what made me want to change is on Facebook. It's two people, and I'm not getting into their business because I don't believe in sharing people's business. But all I can say, when they told me I saved their life with one of my encouraging videos, it made me feel good because I just posted to be posting because I get paid on Facebook Reels. But to know they reached out and said, you know what, you changed my life. I was ready to commit suicide, and you said something that hit me right on the nail. It made me feel good, and I said, okay, I need to take this everywhere I go to share it to people. A major problem on social is also when you're reaching out for help. Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I was telling somebody, I learned when to speak and when not to speak. Sometimes I have to learn what certain things I have to say and certain things I'm learning what to speak on. And I'm learning a lot about it. But the social media thing, it got a little out of whack. I mean, I like social media to a certain extent, but when it comes to, I've been on YouTube, I have seen a lot of stuff going on face drama, Facebook, all of that. I just don't want to get into all of that. I just want to be like, we can't support one another genuinely. Why can't we the communicate? Okay, okay. I'm reading y'all comments, and I'm also trying to stay on the track on my topic with depression. But yeah, I feel a bit. That's what I was talking about. Social media. I feel like, especially with the younger generation coming up, they are more depressed because they look at, right, block negative. They look at they look at social media to be. I'll be honest. Sometimes social media is raising these kids. Cause I don't. I was looking at this lady. She said her 11-year old got her own Facebook, and my kids did not have a cell phone at the age 9, 8, 11. They did not have a social media platform or nothing like that. I didn't allow all of that because it's this pedophile is so much going on in the world today that I feel like kids should be monitored if they're gonna be with you on the internet. Right, Frank, I agree with y'all. Right, right, these eyes. I do. I agree. And I'm just being, and I used to be, people be like they ashamed to say their downfall. They try to put on a show for others. Me, I ain't gonna put on a show. Yes, I got health problems. I suffer with depression and anxiety. Yes, I struggle like the next person. I don't have it. I don't eat steak. Hey, Bud Files. I don't eat steak all the time. Yep, I might have to grab some noodles, might have to eat applesauce. Yes, I'm trying to make it just like everybody else. The problem with the word that we put on this facade, like everything is perfect in life, when everything is not going right all the time. And it's okay to say, you gotta tell everybody your business. I'm having a rough day. It ain't going good. Maybe somebody else having a rough day and they can really talk to. I'm having one too, and you ain't got to go into details with just a me. Today is just not a good day for me, and that's the main thing I was talking about with today with depression. I'm gonna do a lot of segments on depression, but I just feel like social media plays a big factor, and we're not communicating. We're not recognizing, like the famous guy, uh, Twitch,
Mhm.
his situation. Everybody's like he was so happy. He did TikTok and stuff, but that's something he did on the internet. But at day to day, you don't know what that man was going through in his mind mentally. You don't know what was going on. So I mean, you have to. I like to recognize if I ain't heard for somebody, I be like, you know what? I ain't heard for you now. I don't deal with. I'm being honest. I don't fool my family like that. But I'm talking to people that I'm close to, because I'm not gonna go reach out to nobody full of a whole lot of that. I'm talking about the ones that I'm close to, and I ain't heard from you in a while, or seen from you in a while, or even I try to keep up with my YouTube fans. If I see they ain't posted in a while, I really like to add them on other platforms like Facebook, so I can inbox you. Is you okay? You ain't posted on YouTube in a while. Yes, together within. Yes, I love your channel, and you know what? It is so relaxing when I go to your channels, and everybody got good channels in here. But I love when you got, because when I be going through and I have to hit, and I follow you on IG too, so I be her post will come up right when I be going through, and I be like, okay, I need to relax, and I let me relax. And sometimes I do go to your channel and forget to comment, but I do know was a couple in here was talking about they did a statement on depression. I'm gonna go find it because I don't know, they might got something that can help me out. So right, thank you. And that's what I like to do. I like to help people. I like helping. My game thing broke, so I can't game, and that was my relaxing. So I was like, this channel I was thinking about turning into more encouraging and posting different stuff, posting silly stuff to make people laugh. I like to make people laugh, and I was thinking about changing it up a little bit on the gaming and encouraging. But when them two women told me that I saved their lives, and they two different women, and it made me, feel good when they reached out and they was like, because on Facebook when they be like, can I give you a message? I usually ignore those if you ain't my friend. But for some reason I clicked it and they was really thankful for that, and it made me happy. That I feel like I won $1 million when somebody said I put a smile on their face. You gonna cry in the corner. I just got gave.
Oh God.
I'm a game, but right now I'm just not. It's not my focus right now. I might do a game and every now and then. Oh my god.
The gather with him said just play a short little game. I'm like,
Okay, I will do a little game. I'm gonna have to mainly do it on my phone because everything
I
else
told
that
her to do.
broke.
I told her she should balance it because you still. I mean, sometimes gaming, watching gaming, is soothing to people too.
Yeah, and I learned too not to look at your numbers. I was watching my numbers and I was like, I've been doing this channel for 3, 4 years. I can't get up. And I was getting depressed. So this year I said, put your content out. Don't worry about it. Do it from your heart. So, and I try to get around to everybody. But we got 10 Gravity too. So me and her working 2 channels. So I'm like, I put 10 Gravity first before I do this one. Well, 10 Gravity I've been, having second thoughts about, but I've been trying to just do that, and I get discouraged sometimes, y'all.
I get discouraged a lot. Well, we got to keep on keeping on.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to keep the gaming going. Hey, butterfly. I know I was there a little bit. I don't never stay on topic, but I just wanted to see and check in with everyone, see how y'all doing. How is y'all doing? How is y'all Saturday is going? How's your New Year going so far? Because that's part of my depression talk. I gotta check up on and make sure everybody okay. Okay, well that's good. My New Year started off better. I feel like this year is gonna be a better year. Working on my goals. Thinking about starting my businesses back up. Just gotta get my health under control, and I still battle with my health. But you know what? I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Oh, hey, Flakin. Hey, Favor. I didn't know who was butterfly. I'm like, hey, butterfly. I didn't know that's Lakin. I
I
didn't know
didn't
that was
either.
okay. Okay. Hey, Pepper. Yes, we was talking about depression, and I felt like just to recap. Just uh they was talking. I was talking about in the beginning how depression affects men and women differently, and right now it's gonna be a lot of parts to it. Like I said, I was talking about social media, how social media play a big part of depression. People don't want to conversate no more. They want to talk, and I'm an old school. Yeah, I'm young, but I'm an old school woman. I believe in conversating and talking and stuff like that. And anybody got any inputs they want to put in, you can drop it in the chat. Because I'm not going to be so long. I just came on here for a little bit. Oh my God. I got to get used to this. Yeah, I'm old school rule. I have to be because my grandma, God rest her soul, she raised me until I was 9. I thought I was 12, but my uncle said I was 9 when I felt her dead. And on that from that day forth, I had to raise myself, and that's where my depression began. Really bad is when you find it. It seems like with my life, I'm always finding somebody ready to die, or passing away, and I had to find her body. And a 9-year old hitting your grandma, trying to wake her up, not knowing that was the first time I experienced death, not knowing what it was. She was my main provider, and as I watched her go into the grave, I looked at my mom, which my grandma took care of me and my mom because my mom is mentally ill, and I looked and said, "We all we got now," because I my mom was, mentally ill. She was able to do some stuff, but I was like the one who was our caregiver is gone. Is gone. Y'all can keep talking in the chat, but I'm just gonna keep going. And that when my depression started. And now, like I said, I didn't have a childhood, and I admire my friends that had childhood, but I also was a little jealous growing up because I was like, I didn't have sleepovers and I didn't have the things that. Well, then I had to take care of my mom. When everybody else, when they come home from school, I had to make sure my mom was still straight, like make sure she was good. And then as she was okay as I got older to middle school, but when I got in middle school, it became I had to come out of school sometimes and to make sure. Last year I had some depression with family, but most of the friends who really aren't my friends. This year I'm creating a new circle, and that's good. And you know what? That's what you have to do. Have create. That's what who's gonna be for you and your new circle. I learned that the hard way. I learned it the hard way myself. Like I said, last year was not my year. I lost my mom at the end of the year, and then her birthday. I didn't even celebrate Christmas this year. Well, last year. It's because my mom every year on Christmas we always had her birthday party. So I went through a depression. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to do. So I didn't do Christmas at all. I sent my grandkids gifts, and then my kids, like, they grown. They had money. But yeah, depression is it's real. It's real. I have depression and anxiety, and I'm trying to change up what things that I do. Like I said, somebody hit me up and said, "You ain't been live in a while." Thank you. And I was like, I was down with depression because I was gonna give up my channel. I really was. I was gonna give up. And thank God I had good friends encouraging me.
She was not. I was
And I
not
had
gonna
good friends.
let it. She
I
was
wasn't gonna
not.
post no more. I had one good friend did a video game for me to post. I mean, I thank God I got these good people in my life. But I was like, cause like
You welcome. I just play.
I'm trying to change her because I was getting emotional telling my stories. And Miss Nita will know she making me laugh because I was getting emotional. But I want to share my story to help other people. And if I've been through all that, and I'm gonna be honest, I was when you're a teenager and your mama my mama had to pull some time. She tried to kill my aunt. So mental people don't pull her in jail. She had to go to a mental place to do hers. And my uncles and them said, they said, well, who's gonna take care of her daughter? And he said, I am. And when we get to back home, this story still hurts me real bad, but I'm gonna tell it. I get back home, Uncle said, well, because my mama's side and daddy's side do not like each other. Thank y'all. Thank you, paper. And thank you, um, my, oh, wait a minute. I'm glad he said it. I got good emotion. Okay. So they don't like each other. So because they don't like each other, I was called the bastard child. I was called this. I was called because you this person. And he was like, well, you know who your daddy is. I'm not taking care of you. I went in a house. I had one piece of bread, and I was on there, and I was at, let me see, I was 13 at the time, and I'm like, my mama got the pool a couple years in this place. I watched them take my mother away. Um, and I had to deal with this issue. Yeah, Miss Nitty Boo, keep talking for me in the chat
Mm-hmm.
so I can get this story out. And my family didn't want me, and I live on the street, and I took some of my friends on the street that I lived in. They was so mad. Everybody I'm kin to on that whole street. My daddy's side stayed at the end of the street. My mama's side stayed on the top. So I was 13 years old. I shouldn't be in the house starving. But as a 13-year-old, when you got drug dealers that recognize, hey, this girl's going in and out the house. Nobody's there. They know they. I mean, come on, the cops was all in my yard when they took my mama away. So that was the first of things. So everyone knew that was the talk of the neighborhood. And I had to um he recognized that. He was like, I can help you out. Thinking that he cared, he gave me some money, I went and got me some food. As a 13-year-old, not knowing what was going on with me, did not know that when people do something for you, you have to do something. It became the long story short, I had to keep the drugs in the house. It become the unwanted company that comes to me ending up getting raped. And that started another depression, anxiety. And when everybody knows what's going on with you and you're going to school, people constantly laughing at you. That's why this was done to you. I had no family, no aunt, no uncle. I got a lot of aunts and uncles, but I had no one I can go to. I tried to go tell my aunt, I said, I did not understand what that was. This happened to me. You brought it on yourself for who you are. And it did something to my depression and my anxiety. And I'm reading y'all chat too. So okay, hold on. What's going on in the chat? I'm kind of lost.
Um,
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm sharing a story. Hold on. Let me. Okay. What are y'all talking about in the chat? Cause I was on another topic, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on in this chat. I'm trying to figure it out because
um,
I ain't got it in my story, but I believe my mother has silver spoon. Okay, yeah, we are talking about depression and hold on for a
I'm trying
minute.
to figure out what's off about it. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. And I done lost my place and what I was talking about. Mm. Hold on for 1 minute.
All right.
Okay. All right. My bad. My bad. I had a family member text me. Yeah. Okay. That incident happened when I was 13 years old. What I was talking about, but that was a depression that I was battling with. I'm not really looking at the chat. I'm texting. I mean, I'm talking because I'm about the story. But at that time, that's when I was a child and I was going through a lot when my mom was there and not having family. So it caused a lot of depression with me. I had to grow up at an early age. So that's where my old school ways come from because I had to grow up at 13. I wasn't an average 13. I had to figure out how to keep a life on without not able to work, not able to do anything on my own. Can't work. So I depended on this guy that was older to take care of me, but he took advantage. And that's when the beginning of abuse started in my life. But I'm not sharing this story for nobody to have no pity party. I'm sharing this story is depressions can sometimes can start off at a younger age. And it caused me to act different. It caused me, I used to be quiet, but after those, going through all those experiences, caused me to be more outspoken. That's why I said you can't judge the way people act. It caused me even to be angry sometimes. And people, I went to church a while back, and the church was like, "Oh, we don't want to deal with her because she act this way." Now you go to the church to get help. I'm not sharing. I share my story with them. I'm not sharing to share my story, but I regret sharing my story with the church because that's where the hurt came from. I got judged. I got called a whore. I got called so many things. And these is preachers. And this is not the church members. These are people that's hold a position. And this is why I don't go to church now. I go to church at home. I call it bedside Baptist. I watch it on church, on TV. I do not go in a building because I have gave a lot to a couple of churches. And I don't care if they hear me because God loves the truth. And I ain't gonna get hurt, but you don't hurt people. I share my story, and then next thing you know, you preaching about what I went through. You're picking on what I went through. That's why when you was at early age, but your family didn't want you. I mean, what kind of thing? And right now, I don't, I have social anxiety. That causes me to have social anxiety because I only talk to certain people. I don't, I close myself off. If I'm opening up to someone and I'm opening up to you, I have to be very comfortable. I don't open up to anybody. And this doing it on live, my counselor kept telling me to do this, and it's hard for me. And and a lot of people just judge me. Of, I had relationships. Mess up, and maybe I could have did things that was better in that too. I'm not gonna put it always on the other person because I have to be honest. Sometimes me as a female, as an African American female, whatever. Sometimes we do. I do be. I have attitude sometimes, and that can cause problems in relationships. That can cause things. I'm not gonna put it all on the other person. And it is a tough deal with. And Miss Nita Boo, we call each other sisters. We're not no sisters, but she saw me in school. Everybody was picking on me, and they told her not to be my friend. And what you say, Miss Nita Boo? You can talk.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I didn't. I mean, I don't deal with people just on because of what somebody else has said. Because I'm not gonna be a follower. I mean, I like to be around that different person. I like to be around the people that don't nobody want to be around because 9 times out of 10 those are the better people. I don't want to be around the snobs or somebody that everybody's around and stuff like that. But I mean,
But when people really get to know me, I'm not a bad person. I try to do what I can to help people. I try to love people. I don't just. I mean, if somebody is, I try to get people to know people with why they act a certain way before I say I'm not gonna mess with you. I want to get to know why you do things, and I found out that a lot of people are hurting. They don't have, like I said, a young girl that I was talking to on Facebook. A lot of people was criticizing her, and it was the church. She shouldn't act this way. She shouldn't do this way. She shouldn't do that. But the young girl was 18 years old, coming out of foster care, and nobody told her how to do anything. And she didn't live in the same state, but I did research for her. I mean, I researched the state she was in. I told her about the homeless shelter. She went there. She got on social stuff, and I was happy when she hit me up before the end of the year. She got her own apartment. That made my day more than $1 million because I was able to be there, help, but God was there for her. So that was me. So I love. That's what I love about that, and I thank God that she was okay. That's what it means to me about that. So, but I shared my story with her. I shared my story, and the reason why she said she was comfortable coming to me because she's I haven't met nobody who went through all of this and still smile. And I agree with lead by example. I don't follow what other people do. I'm my own person. That's why I ain't got too many friends. I lead by I do me. I am my own world. Everybody else to do one thing, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm in my own world. And I mean like people say, like I have to say, people look at me and be like, okay, me and my kid's dad is not together. But I don't bash him because he's a good father for the kids. He take care of them. We're friends. I mean, you could be friends and still do what you got to do, but I do my own. But I realized too, that's what I'm leading up to. What I went through in my younger age, it caused me to get married at an early age, and I ended up marrying, and I wasn't supposed to. I made a lot of mistakes in my life what I know now, I wish I knew back then. But a lot of my mistakes that I made myself and what I went through, it taught me a lot. So that's why I'm here sharing y'all about depression and going in details. And I'm really getting more and more details because it's okay to admit when you have something. It's okay to admit, and I mean, I I love to admit my shortcomings because ain't nobody perfect. Everybody do something wrong, and I'm able to say I have that problem. I have anger issues. It's just that now it calmed down. But if y'all wouldn't know me about a year, well, if you was on Team Gravely, I used to be something else about 2 years ago when I was cussing people out acting stupid. But now I don't do that. I overlook a lot when they say smart stuff. Like I'll be on the chat now, but they'll be like, "Look, fat girl," or something like that. I used to be ready to go off on, but now I overlook a lot of stuff. I address what I need to, and that's it. I'm not gonna be too long on this topic. I just wanted to drop by. I wanted to share my story about depression because I can't talk about nothing I ain't been through. And I want to help. I do not, like I said, when that dude, uh, I think his name was Twitch. I didn't know him as that. I didn't follow because I don't watch the Ellen show like that. But committed suicide. Everybody kept saying he was so happy. Just because people walk around happy, You don't know what they're going through mentally. So take time and get to know people for what they really is instead of judging people. And that's what my whole point. Get to know people, reason why. If you don't understand, ask them, why are you doing this? I shall do. I ask you in a minute, why are you doing it? Why are you saying this to me? Why are you talking to? I will ask you in a minute. Miss Nita will do me like that. Why did you say this to me? Remember you say that?
Yeah.
Why are you saying this? She asked me in a minute why do you sometimes I come out uh kind of harsh. And she'd be like, when you said this, you hurt my feelings. And I don't be trying to hurt her feelings because Miss Nita, nobody don't know. I'm gonna give her flowers. At the beginning of the year, I gotta give her flowers. She has been my nurse, taking care of me, and doing an awesome job. I have to give her a flower. And you know what? I think about each live. I'm gonna give a shout out to each one of my friends in my life that has been there for me and has listened. I also have to give a shout out. Yes, I'm ready to get off. I'm ready to close it to paper because he listened to me off the internet. He talked to me, calmed me when I'm crying, going through, and when I was in the hospital, constantly checking on me. It's good to have good friends, and when I felt like, cause I ain't had no visitors. My son came when he came, but I didn't really have visitors. I'm not near family. I'm in Florida, so most of all my family is in Virginia, and they couldn't come see and then if they was next door, half my family wouldn't come see me and check on me anyway because they don't care. I don't have much people in my life, and I'm learning it's okay. All right, thank you for coming by. You stay blessed too. But I don't have much people in my life, and I'm thankful for the people that I do got. I'm thankful for the ones that do come through and there for me, but I just don't. But I'm ready to end this live. I want to thank everyone for coming through. Uh, I don't usually do live long. How long is this one?
Longer than what you said you wanted to be on here. It's
Yeah,
52
I'm gonna get
minutes.
off because I gotta get off soon because I gotta check on some things. I got a family member in the hospital. So remember, mental health is real. Um, Depression, anxiety is real, and let's love one another. Let's support one another. And if we don't understand each other, let's ask questions before we judge it, because that day might have been something bad happening to them. Let's take time for each other instead of discourse, because we need to pull together more. And y'all take care and be blessed.